Hello everybody, this is the sixth video clip of our first chapter. This course is a calculus for business 2. Okay, previously what we have done is that we have the word problem, and from the word problem we construct the system of equation in terms of ax equals to b. If your number of equation and the number of unknown are the same and your A inverse exists, then you can find your x. Okay, you can solve for your x by using A inverse multiplied by b. Okay, and we also introduced the so-called semi-reduction method to solve for the system ax equals to b. And this method, okay, you don't really need your number of equation and the number of unknown to be the same. It can be different. Okay, and the way we do is that we just ignore the variable matrix, and then you attach your A with your B as the augmented matrix like this. After that, you do the same as you did for reduction. However, you are going to only change the one below the main diagonal. Okay, so here is the main diagonal, so we are going to change all the element under the main diagonal, or sometimes depends on whether your A is a square matrix or not. Actually, if not a square matrix, it's still okay, the one that under this kind of diagonal, okay, to be 0, and then the rest can be something else. Okay, after that you are going to rewrite this matrix into a system of equation again, but this one will depend on only a few number of variables. Okay, and then you will be able to solve it backward. Okay, you're going to solve it backward. So today we are going to look at another example, okay, which is in terms of a word problem like this, and we are going to convert this word problem into the system of equation and try to solve it. Okay, so let's see. It says that so veterinarian can purchase an animal food for four different types. Okay, the type A, type B, type C, and type D. Each food comes in the same size bag, and the number of grams, okay, of each of three nutritions, okay, in each bag are summarized in the following table. So you got nutrition first, first nutrition, the second nutrition, and the third nutrition. For the food A, they contain 5 portions of the first nutrition, 10 portions of the second, and 5 portions of the third. For the food B, it is 5 of first nutrition, 5 of second nutrition, and 15 of third nutrition. For the food C, it is 10 of the first, 30 of the second, and 10 of the third nutrition. And for the food D, it is like 5 portion of the first, 10 portion of the second, 25 portion of the third. Okay, so for one animal, the veterinarian determined that she needs to combine the bag to get a 10,000 gram of the first nutrition. So it means that together in total you need a 10,000 gram of your first nutrition, 20,000 gram for your second nutrition, and another 20,000 gram for your third nutrition. Okay, so if of course the question will ask like how many bags of each type of the food should she order, so that it will to get all together she will got the nutrition enough like what she really need. Okay, so the same idea as the previous example, we are going to say that we will buy X bags of the type A food, Y bag for the type B food, Z bags for the C food, and the W bag, let's say, for your type D food. Okay, so it means that if you buy only one bag, okay, of A, you get 5 portion of your first nutrition, right? Like 5 grams of your first nutrition, okay? But you really buy eggs baked, okay? So it means that you got 5 eggs, you see? So for the nutrition, the first nutrition, from your A food, you got 5 eggs. From your B food, you got the same idea, 5y. For your C food, you got 10z, okay, because you buy Z bags, okay, and for your D food, you got 5w, and together you need it to be 10,000. So same thing apply with your second nutrition. So for the second nutrition, you have 10x, 5y, and 30z, and 10w equals to 20,000. And your last nutrition, you got 5x, 15y, 10z, and 25w becomes 20,000 as well. So let me just write the whole system here. 5x, 5y, and 10z, and 5w, it is 10,000. 10x, 5y, 30z, 10w, it is 20,000. 5x, 15y, 10z, 25w, it is also 20,000. Okay, so you may, of course you need to solve for x, y, z, and w. Okay, one way is that you just use all these numbers, okay, to solve for what you need. However, sometimes you can see that you can simplify it first, so that the number will be a fewer number to calculate. For example, the first one becomes x, y, 2z, and w, and you divide it by 5, so you got 2,000. Okay, and then this one's 2x, y, 15z, 2w, it is 4,000, right? And x, 3y, and 2z, and 5w, it is another 4,000. Okay, and then if you notice, then you can see that the coefficient for x, okay, you got a 3 equation. Coefficient for y, you have this one. Coefficient for z, you have this. And coefficient for w, you got 1, 2, and 5. Oh, this one I did it wrong. We divide by 5, sorry. So it is 6, right? You divide by 5, okay? So here is 6. Okay, otherwise it will be too much, right? Okay, and your variable, it is x, y, z, w, equals to a constant of 2,000, 4,000, and another 4,000. Okay, so this is not a square matrix, right? So can we find A inverse? So we cannot find A inverse. So it means that the way that we used to do, like x equals to A inverse times B, that is not the case that we can do here. So this was ax equals to this b. So you need to do you need to use that semi reduction method. Okay, you don't really need the full reduction. All right, so this one you just copy it here, okay, and then attach with your b. All right, and then as we told you, this one is your first column. This is already 1, so you are going to get rid of the rest. Okay, underneath. So it means that you are going to concentrate on your R1, okay? So your R2 becomes R2 and then negative 2 R1, all right? Because here your number that you need to get rid of is 2, so you just write down the opposite number, and your R3, it is your R3 and negative 1 R1, okay? You concentrate on R1 again. So here, okay, let us squeeze it here. So your R1 will be pretty much the same, unchanged, and here underneath will always equals to 0. So your R2 minus 2 R1, so here is negative 2, right? So you got negative 1, okay? Here you have negative 4, so you got 2. Here you have negative 2, so you have another 0. And here you have negative 4,000, so you happen to be 0 here, okay? All right. And the next one is your R3 minus your R1. So 3 minus 1, it is a 2. 2 minus 2, it becomes 0. And 5 minus 1, it is a 4. And 400 minus 200, 4,000 minus 2,000, it is another 2,000, right? Just like that. Next, we are going to concentrate on like the second column, okay, and look at this one, the second position of your second column, and you are going to need to only get rid of the one down there, okay? You don't really need to look at the one up there. However, first thing that you need to do, you may need to change this one into a 1 by just simply multiply. So your R2 becomes your negative 1 R2. So you have this one the same. This one is 0, 1, negative 2, 0, and a 0. This one will be the same as well. Okay. And you need to get rid of this, right? So it is only your R3. So it is your R3 at negative 2 R2, okay? Here you change the concentration on your R2, and because of this one is a 2, so you need a opposite number, okay? So let us squeeze it here. So here is your first row unchanged. Your second row, of course, will be unchanged as well. Your first column is already done. Your second column, I mean, if you did it right, this one must be 0. So here is the only part that you really need to calculate, okay? So you are going to multiply by negative 2. So here you have a 4, right? And then you do a addition. So you have another 4. Here you have a 0 and a 4. And there you got a 0 and a 2,000. So you have another 2,000, right? Next, you are going to look at your third column. And the last the third position of your third column, and it needs to be 1, so you just change it a little bit. So your R3 becomes 1 over 4 R3. So this one unchanged, this one unchanged, and this one, it is 1 and 1 and 500. Okay, and that's it. Because I mean, if you sweep to your fourth column, you don't have the fourth position to consider, so you can stop right here. Are you all right? Okay, we can stop right here. Now rewrite it into a system of equation, okay? So we start from the bottom, which we got Z and W equals to 500, okay? And then for this one you have Y minus 2z equals to 0. And the first one, we got x and y and 2z and w equals to 2000. Okay, so if we start from this one at the bottom, you may see that your z equals to 500 minus w. Okay, and then from this one, okay, you may see that your y equals to 2z. Okay, so but your z is 500 minus w, so this one you plug it in, you have 1000 minus 2w for your y. Okay, then what's your x? Okay, look at your first equation. Your x is just 2000 minus y minus 2z and then minus w. Okay, so we just plug in everything, okay, into there. I mean, your y, it is 1000 and 2w. Your 2z, it is 2 and 500 minus w and subtract one more w. Okay, so here if you look at it carefully, you got a negative 1000 and another negative 1000 with a 2000, so all these will cancel, right? So all what you have left, it is another positive 2w with the negative w, so it means that you have 3w as your x. Okay, as your x. So it seems that each and every variable depends on w, you see. So usually we are going to say that the solution, okay, is x equals to 2r. So we use a parameter r, sorry, not 2, 3 r's. Okay, 3 r's. Y equals to 1000 minus 2r. Z equals to 500 minus r, and then your w equals to r itself. Okay, of course, I mean your r must be greater than or equals to 0 because you are going to buy something, right? So this one as well, it must be greater than or equals to 0, so it means that actually your r cannot go beyond 500, right? And this one as well, if this one is greater than or equals to 0, so your r still cannot go beyond 500. Okay, so this means that together your r must be a number from 0 to 500. Okay, so it means what does this mean? So it means that what you have, it is a infinitely many solution. Okay, or you can say that, hey, the r must be, because it is a, what is it, you still remember, it is a number of bags. Okay, so it should be an integer, because this is a for example 1 bag, 2 bag, or 0 bag, right? So you can say either infinitely many solution, or it can be only from integer from 0 to 500. Okay, so which is 501 solution. It doesn't matter. I mean, depends on whether you cannot buy, you know, half a bag or something like that. Okay, so if you want, you can include that this one maybe it is an integer. Okay, it is an integer. So for example, if your r is 0, you are going to get your x to be 0, your y to be 1000 bags, your z is 500 bags, and your w also 0 bag. Okay, so this is one set of solution that can happen. Another set of solution that you can choose is that, for example, if your y is 10, then your x must be 30, your y, it is 1000 minus 20, which is 980. Your Z, it is 500 minus 20, which is 480, and your W, it is a 10, something like that. Or I mean, another set of solution that is possible, your R can be, for example, 100. Okay, then your X must be 300 bags. Your Y can be 1000 minus 200, which is 800 bags. Your Z can be 400s, and your W, of course, it is another 100. Okay, and you can, you know, vary your R to get several set of solutions as you wish. Okay, so this one is the example of a solution that contain, you know, somewhat infinitely, or you can say you got many solutions. Okay, depends on one parameter R. All right. Now look at the next example. It says that a group of investors has 500,000 to be invested in the stock of 3 companies. The first company sell $50 per share and expect it to grow of 13% per year. The company B sell $20 per share and expect to growth of 15% per year. And the C company sells 80% per share and expect to grow for 10% per year. And it says that the group plans to buy twice as many shares of company A as of company B. So this word, it means that your X, I mean if you buy X share for A, a Y share for B, a Z share for the company C. So it means that the number of share that you buy for A is twice of the number of share you buy for the C company. Okay, so it means that your X is 2Z. That's the number of share that you buy for the first company. Okay, and because it sells for, I mean, the cost per share is $50. So you need to pay 50x dollars, but this one, instead of x, we use 2Z. So it is a 50 and a 2Z, which is $100 dollars that you need to pay for the first company. For the second company, the company B, you pay 20Y, and the last one you pay 80Z. Okay, this is how much you pay. So it means that altogether you paying one, you see, this is 80, this is 100, so you pay 180Z and 20Y equals to 500,000, the money that you can invest, right? You may be able to, you know, simplify a little bit, okay, and then also divide it by 2, so you have 9Z and Y equals to 25, right? And then another 25,000. So this is one of your condition. The second condition saying that you need, I mean, the investor group expect to have 12% growth. From what? From this 500,000. So the 12% of that 500,000, okay, so the 2 of the 0 is gone. So you have 60 with another 30, so it's 60,000. Okay, so from which growth that you can expect. So here it is a growth by 13% of this much, right? So it is 13% of 50, but you buy a total of 100Z. Sorry, you buy a total of how many stock that you buy? 2Z, right? So this one is 100, right? So it is 30Z as the money that your first company generate growth. This one, 15% of your 20Y. So, okay, so it is what? 3Y, is that, and this one is a 10% of your 80z, which is 8z, and together it must be 60,000. So you have 21z and 3y. Okay, and actually you can do a simplification. So let me just write down the first condition that we need. It is 9z and y equals to 25,000. The second one, it can divide it by 3, right? So you have 7z and y equals to 20,000. I mean, if you do it this way, then you don't really need to use a matrix, right? I mean, you don't use too many things to solve a simple problem. Okay, you can just go ahead and do subtraction, right? So your 2z equals to only 5,000 and your z is simply 2,500. So after you know your z, your y, it can be, I mean, you can use this one, 20,000 minus 7z. Okay, so it is what, 7 and 25,000 hundreds minus 20,000. So you got 2,500. Is it? Okay. Right. So it means that you are going to buy x equals to what? 2z, which is 5,000 shares of A, and 25,000 shares of B, and another 25,000 share of C, in order to make the growth of what? The growth of 15%, 12% per year. Okay, from the investment of 500,000. Okay, 500,000. All right. So this is another kind of, example that from the word problem, you convert it into a system of linear equation, and this one is not that difficult to solve by, without using any matrix. Okay, so you just do it like that. No need to use matrix in any of the problem. Okay, and unless we indicate. All right. So we are going to stop this video clip right here, okay, and let you guys do several more examples by yourself. We'll see you then. Bye bye.